Okay, good morning, students. Welcome back. So, with respect to our last class, we had come across with this, we had got into this section of module 3 there. Okay, so which happens to be the some of the file APIs which you are studying and regarding process. Okay, so with respect to our last class, we have come across with and the very first API, and that was an API called out as open. And as I had said you specifically that do not make any kind of changes when you are writing any kind of APIs there. Okay, so the arguments whatever are taken, or else the data type whatever has been addressed, so it has to remain the same. Okay, so let us continue with the one more second type of an API that's called out as create there. Okay, and do not make a mistake of writing here as CREATE. Okay, it is only CREAT. Okay, that's all, create. Okay, so this was one of your argument, if at all you remember, in open as an API. Okay, so with respect to your open as an API, there you had taken this argument called out as create there. Okay, so that was an SS modifier flag which you had included. Okay, so now let us come across with this as a separate API. So whenever you are creating an like for example, whenever you are creating a file, opening up a new file, so what are the ways of creating a new file? For us, in terms of command, it can be vi as a command, else you can use gedit, okay, else you can use cat as a command. So these are the different ways of how you can create and file there. So at that time, for us, for an application designer, or else sorry, not for an application user, it is something like only just the creation appears to you, the file just opens up and that appears there. But what is going on in a background? Okay, how is the kernel reacting? What's the Unix as your operating system doing? So this is a system call which is being used to create regular files there, new regular files. Okay, so what are those for that particular API? So there are two header files which are included, that is sys types.h and one more is uni.std.h. so your create as an API is of a return type called out as int. Okay, so and wherein we it's of a int as a return type, then it takes up two arguments. The very first argument is where you are going to create, and that has been decided by the path name, and the second one is mode, which decides regarding what kind of an permissions are you going to give across for this particular file whatever you are creating there. That is being decided by your second argument, that is mode, and it's of a data type called out as mode underscore t. Okay, so this mode underscore t is the same as the mode underscore t as your respective argument which was there here with respect to your open there. Okay, so let us come across with a little bit abbreviation to this create there. The very first one is path name. The path name argument is the path name of a file to be created. The mode argument is same as the open as an API. Okay, since here o underscore create flag was added to open as an API, it was used for both create and open regular files there, but here it is only just creating up a new file there. Okay, so it is the same one. Okay, so what you are giving across with the permissions here, the permissions lies as you are specified here. Okay, so you had to come across with an example if you remember. Okay, so here yes underscore irw x user, okay, irgrp, okay, that's for group members, read as a permission. W stands out for write permission for group members, then read permission for others. This is how we are specifying here third argument there. Okay, in your open API the same type of an argument is specified here also. Okay, so as a whole it returns back int, so it says 0 on success and -1 on failure. Of course 0 happens when that file has been created successfully. The creation, the causes of failure are where you are specified invalid path name, where you are specified invalid mode. Okay, else there can be one more as a what do you say, failure for this particular create as an API, and that is when you have created maximum number of files there. Okay, so already maximum number of files are being created and you cannot create down further there. Okay, so at that time you can have an failure for this. Okay, always keep in mind whenever you are asked to write regarding an API, you have to write it like this only. You have to write firstly regarding what is the use of that API, then you have to give the prototype of it, what are the arguments you have to specify, then compulsory you have to write at the last what is the return type of this particular create as an API. Okay, so this is how we are specifying. So let us come across with one more API, and that's called out as read. Okay, so what is this read as an API? Whenever you are reading any content from a particular file, so at that time read as an API works in background there. Okay, so what is this read as an API there? So this read as an API takes two arguments there, two header files. One is types.h and one more is unist.h. So it takes down three arguments. What are those? The first argument is FD value, that is file descriptor value, that is for which particular file are you going to read. The second one is, this is an universal buffer. I'll tell you regarding this, that's buff. Okay, and one more is size. Okay, what is the size of a file to which you are reading that? Okay, so here I can just see that why you have come across with such kind of a data type, int you have come across, but this is a new kind of a data type, and that is called out as size underscore t, which is used to specify the size as an argument in Unix there. Okay, for these APIs. So the same size underscore t, okay, so happens to be your return type of this read there, that is with an specification called out as s size underscore t there. Okay, so which says for this read as an API, this is the return value. Okay, whatever is the return value, how much of an content has been read from a particular file, that has been decided by your size as an argument, and the same happens to be the return value for your read as an API. Okay, so here you can just come across with the three arguments there. What is the first one? DESC, it specifies it's an integer file descriptor that refers to an open file. Okay, so which file you have opened and what content you are reading out of it, and that's a file descriptor value which you are specifying there. What is this buff? Buff is the address of a buffer holding any data read there. Okay, it is called out as a universal buffer because this read as an API is used for both. It can be for any respective files which you are going to read there. Okay, so that's why it's called out as universal buffer. Size specifies how many bytes of data are to be read from the file there. Okay, so read function can read text or binary files. Okay, only because of this the data type of buff is a universal pointer, or else you can call it as a universal buffer there. Okay, so the following code reads sequentially one or more record of this particular file there. Okay, you can just come across int fd is equals to open, my file name is dbase, okay, o underscore rd only. So it says that you have opened this particular file called out as dbase with an argument called out as read only. Okay, so what does this fd holds now? Okay, fd holds the content, the file descriptor value of this dbase there. Okay, once you have got this file descriptor value of this dbase, the next one, when you are reading any content, so that read content is held in this universal pointer called out as buff there. Okay, this is your read. Okay, the return value of read is a number of bytes of data successfully read and stored in the buff argument. Okay, it should be always, usually it is equal to the size value there. Okay, if a file contains less than size bytes of data remaining to be read, okay, the return value of read will be less than that of the size there. If the end of the file has been reached, the read will return a 0 value. Okay, size underscore t is defined as a int in sys/types.h as a header file. Okay, and users should not set size to exceed int underscore max in any read function call there. Okay, so be very specific with this. Okay, if a read function call is interrupted, okay, by a signal, so signals usually causes an interruptions there. Okay, if that happens, the read function will return -1 on an return there. That's an error is set to this argument status value called out as EINTR. That's an interrupt there, and the data will be discarded. The read function will return the number of bytes of data read prior to the signal interruption. Before that signal interruption, how much amount of data was being read, that will happen as a return there. Okay, so that's with your read there. Okay, so read function, okay, there is one more which you have to remember about this read function is it may block a calling process execution if it is reading a FIFO or a device file and data is not yet available to satisfy the read request. Okay, user may specify the O underscore non-block or O underscore end delay flags on a file descriptor to request non-blocking read operations there. Okay, if these are being set as a flag argument, so at that time the read function may block a respective calling process by execution if it is reading any FIFO or device files there. Okay, similarly just the vice versa is your write as an API. Okay, what is your write as an API there? What you are going to do with read is whatever of this file, whatever size of content you are reading, that is held in the buffer, what happens in write is whatever size and whatever is stored in the buffer will be written to this particular file there. Okay, it's just a vice versa of your read there. Okay, so it is just the same. Okay, the arguments are also same, if you can just see. Okay, only just a qualifier is used here called as constant. Okay, as there with respect to read only just void was there, here you are using constant there. Okay, so here fdes is the same. Integer file descriptor buff is the address of a buffer which contains data to be returned to this particular file, whatever you are specifying in the file descriptor value, and size specify how many bytes of data are there in this buffer there. Okay, how much content are you going to write? Okay, that is hell. Okay, and what is the return value of this write? It is again the same similar way as with respect to your respective read there. Okay, the return value of write is the number of bytes of data successfully returned to a file. Okay, it should be equal to the size value there. Okay, and if the write will cause the file size to exceed a system imposed limit, or if the file system, okay, if the particular file system disk is full, so at that time the return value of the write will be the actual number of bytes written before the function was aborted there. Okay, how much is held in that buffer, that will happen to be the return value of the write there. Okay, if the signal has arrived during the write function call, okay, then the OS does not restart the system call automatically. Okay, instead what does it do? The write function may either return a -1 value, okay, else it can set this error status code as in the case of read, that is EINTR. Okay, and it will return back the number of bytes of data which is written prior to the signal interruption there. Okay, the write function may perform non-blocking operation if the O underscore non-block or O underscore end delay flags are set on the file descriptor argument on the function. Okay, then wherein we are coming across with one more API, and that's called out as close. Okay, what is the close function? The close function closes the file descriptor integer value whatever you are specifying here. Okay, fdes is an integer file descriptor value. For us it is just a simple cross mark, but when you are using this cross mark to close a particular file, so at that time this is an API which has been run in a background. It returns back 0 if it has been if the particular file was opened and it has been closed there. Okay, it's on success, -1 on failure. You are trying to close such a function which is not existing. So the close function frees unused file descriptors so that they can be reused to refer some other files there. Always keep in mind, whatever files are open, try to, as far as possible, try to close those respective file descriptor values so that it will allow the next particular file processes or else the file descriptors to be opened there. Okay, the close function will deallocate the system resources, which reduces the memory requirement of a respective process there. If a process terminates without closing all the files it has opened, the kernel will close the files for the process there. Okay, so this is all with respect to your API with close, read, write and create there. Okay, so in our next class we'll come across with one more very important API, and that's called out as FCNTL. Thank you.